Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, Trusted Gem Goddess Quita, or you can call me Quita, either one we do, I answer to both. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. This is another update. This is like extended from the Rain Man stuff. And Spirit say the way that Rain Man came about was through, people studying Aliester Crowley and them being obsessed with this stuff and conjuring a spirit called Rain Man, creating it, however, whatever. You guys get me. So we all know Aliester Crowley died in 1940. And Aliester Crowley is the mark of the beast. He's the demonic mark of the beast, because the mark of the beast 66 is something that has so much power, so much influence and authority over others, and that's simply what that means. One of the mark of the beast was when the calendar was changed, and that's when the Roman Catholics basically said they had the power to change time, and the Sabbath, which was code for changing the calendar, they did it a while ago. And another mark of the beast was, anyways, Aliester Crowley is another mark of the beast, and this mark of the beast is another satanic thing. Most of the time, mark of the beast is something very satanic. Sometimes we have some powerful beings on the face that walk the face of this earth that is not satanic, and they also carry the mark of the beast. I mean, the mark of the beast is just something so powerful. But in the Bible, it was really describing the Roman Catholic, which I already cleared that with y'all. It's a video about how there's supposed to be 13 months in a year, because as a woman, I have a cycle for 28 days, and then I have 13 periods every 365 days, not 12. Healthy and whole people. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that anybody that, I'm not trying to diss nobody, nothing like that. It's just, we're just going to basic facts. It's not about feelings. It's not about, diseases. We're just trying to prove a point, that there's supposed to be 13 months in a year, and we all can see that. Anybody that's awakened can see that. Anybody, even the demonic people, know that. So, they've been knew it before we did, because they was the one that did it, right? And we know a lot of these people don't die; they just get another body. Their spirit get pit. They take the souls out and put it into another body, or it be somehow they clone them. So many different things going on there, but they get another body with their soul in it. We know that. They're just mimicking the Most High, because Methuselah, all of them lived 600 years, 1,000 years, 980 years. They live for a long time, so Satan can't reproduce and do that same thing. So he had to clone people to make them live a long time. Learn how to take their consciousness out of the body, their temple, and put it in another temple. Yeah, okay, get it. But this is videos about the mark of the beast, which is Aliester Crowley. He was a occultist, sex magic occultist, and not only that. What I was going to say. I'm just gonna go on, but he taught how to do sex magic using young children, men, and young adults. I guess the old people lean into. So it's young adults, preferably children and men. They do use women. They do it to women, but he mostly talk about doing it to children and men. And this is the stem of Rain Man. Rain Man and Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of them are known to talk about Aliester Crowley. And I don't know if they worship or whatever, but a lot of them talk about how they follow the occultist practice of him. And this is known satanic work. So they know it's evil. They know it's satanic. Okay? They know that. It's a documentary on YouTube, when in West Wales in the UK, in West Wales, where they said they was justifying their actions because Aliester Crowley had taught them. They was like, this is how they say it. This is an occult. This is a religion. This is what we believe. This is what we believe in. And they tried to defend themselves with using that occultist magic. But anything against a child and another human being taking their power away it's satanic. You shouldn't even be in, and if you're doing it, it's satanic. You know it. That's why there's laws against it. That's why people get mentally ill, because it's not of the greater good at all. And that's what Spirit wanted me to tell y'all too, that Aliester Crowley was a trickster spirit. He had a trickster spirit within him. That's why he sometimes he was vague and sometimes he was very literal, because you got to understand, the demon try to mimic God's people, they do the opposite though. They don't do it out of love and make people think and make people grow. They do it out of satanicness, out of nastiness, pervertedness. And a lot of people, the reason why a lot of people on Epstein Island and P. Diddy and all that all with the politicians and all of that being a stage and all of that, because they knew they can get away with it, because they follow these practices and stuff. A lot of this stuff that even in the documentary, they were saying that they would put on Egyptian makeup and symbols on their bodies. They were deep into this in West Wales, and it has been proven that the satanic, I don't know why Aliester Crowley isn't banned. Those type of books and stuff is not banned worldwide. It should be banned. It should be against the law to actually to know this type of stuff and to endorse this type of stuff. It should be banned. It really should. Because anything that teaches you to go against a child or to harm someone else, it should be banned. It should not be allowed. And especially taking their power through abuse. This should be, it's disgusting. It really is. This is disgusting. A lot of people get obsessed with them. That's how you know. I tell y'all, God said he don't like ugly people, and he don't like his people cute. He like his people balanced. She said she don't like her people ugly. She don't like them cute. She like them balanced. She like balanced people. And most people who get into this type of occult magic and cult magic, these are the people that they come obsessed. They is a documentary that everybody who gets into this type of stuff, they get obsessed with it. Obsessed with it. Okay? And then the people that they target, they become obsessed with their targets too. That's been proven in the documentary as well. Anyone who practices Aliester Crowley's teachings are identified as the body of the Antichrist. Holy Spirit wants y'all to know that. If you practice anything Aliester Crowley, he is the mark of the beast. And people think, oh, the chip is going to be in your hand. Okay, maybe that's so. That could be another power to influence the masses. But this is the true mark of the beast. This is the Roman Catholic, the calendar was one part of the mark of the beast. The other part of the mark of the beast is Aliester Crowley. These teachings of Aliester Crowley. This is pure demonic teaching. It's not if it's not for the greater good, all it doesn't better everybody. It's not. And this man teaches you, where is it? He teaches you sexual freedom to express yourself. And we know with sex, anything that has to do with anything on planet Earth has to have rules and restrictions, for the simple fact so that you don't go off on the deep end, hurting people, hurting yourself, and doing just crazy stuff. It has to be. There should never be, oh, I'm just sexual free to where you're harming somebody. That has to be no, don't go there. You know what I mean? A middle section, and you get what I'm saying? It has to be an extreme and an extreme. It has to be. It's always a spectrum with this stuff. It's always a good and a bad. It's always a middle. It's always this stuff. So, anything that teaches you to harm a child sexually, harm another adult sexually, to drug them and do all this stuff, is highly demonic, and you're considered the Antichrist. You're considered part of the body of the Antichrist. Who's the head? Aliester Crowley. Aliester Crowley, in this instance, is the head of the Antichrist. He's the head. He's a trickster spirit. He gets you twisted and discombobulated, because clearly he has no moral bias at all. He has no moral standards. Aliester Crowley viewed restriction as a sin. Why? Why would he view restriction as a sin? Because he was twisted, tormented, like he was demonic. He was a tool of the enemy. Why would I want to have sex with a 6-year-old? That's disgusting. That's nasty. Like, and that's harming that child. Like, why in your mind, how can you identify that as? Anywho, moving on. And anybody on, if you're having sex and you having thoughts about the sex, you're disgusting, you're nasty. You need to go, just go get help. Do something with yourself. What I really want to say can't be said on this internet. So, yeah, you can imagine. Because that means there's something sick wrong with you, in your mind. How can you? 6-year-old is not even fully developed. I don't even want nobody. I'm 41, and I a 20-year-old tried to talk to me, and I was just disgusted because, as a woman, most people know women mature faster, and as a woman, this particular man, like, I date 10 years down and 10 years up. Those are my preferences. Anything under 10, like, if I was to date somebody and the cutoff would be, the lowest would be 31, the highest would be 51. That's just my preference. That's just, I know who I am. That's just my preference. And for us, how the baby's body, they're still a child, they're still a baby, and then their mind can't even conceive what you're doing to them. They don't even know. Like, it's so sick. Okay. Aliester Crowley taught sexual freedoms, like to have no restrictions. That he taught restrictions is a sin, and that's how these people get distorted. Restriction is not a sin. Restriction is boundaries to let you know not to go that far, and that is harming somebody else. And for JC to try to consider himself the Most High God, I don't know, that my spirit team have a problem with that. Like, for him to consider himself the Most High God, and Alicia Keys referred to him as the Most High God, that's blasphemy, and he will not be forgiven for that. She won't either. They cannot be forgiven for that. I just want to just put that out there. It's a clip that I saw that the Holy Spirit showed me, and Aliester, Jay-Z is not the Most High God, because if he's practicing Aliester Crowley, he is demonic. He's a part of the Antichrist body, and that's just the way. Like, how can you justify having a sexual encounter with a 6-year-old to gain some kind of spiritual power or right? What? That sounds twisted in itself. Being a whole healed person, I've been a victim of sexual abuse. That's sick. A 6-year-old. And then I watched an interview with Orlando Brown, and he told us people with a half a brain can see and understand what that man was telling you about Sean Carter and what Sean Carter did to him. Anybody that got a piece of a brain, if you watch the interview, you'll understand what he said. And I don't put it past him, because Jay-Z have known to talk about Aliester Crowley. Beyonce, they have known to talk about Aliester Crowley and following some of his work. I don't know how deep they went into it, because I'm not in their personal business. I really don't care. But the Holy Spirit cares. And these are a lot of what a lot of these musicians was in. And I was speculating that Jay-Z was like in freaking, what you call it, CIA, which he probably is not. I don't know. But this was going around rampantly in the music industry. So he could have easily picked up one of these books, knew somebody that had one of these occult books, and or whatever, occult book, whatever you want to call it, and went to doing this. And that's why they when Biggie, he said in his song, I know a man that'll put harm a child in they behind and then throw them over the bridge after they're done. This is what they're practicing. Very evil stuff. Very, very demonic stuff. And it had their brain so twisted. I wouldn't even pick up a book like this to read it. My mind wouldn't even, because I am about healing and helping people. I am literally for the greatest good of all. Because I don't do stuff to harm and hurt people. It may hurt your feelings while I say the truth or something, but that's the truth. You need the truth to set you free. You know what I'm saying? But to just go into harm and I'm finna do this because this get me some kind of spiritual power. I'm gonna sacrifice my child because it gives me spiritual protection. That's demonic. That's very demonic teaching. I'm not saying it doesn't, but if you do something demonic and just tarnish your soul so that you can go to hell with Satan, he's going to grant you certain stuff because you're being demonic. But yeah, his magic rites, his magic teachings were for self. If anybody that was for self, like just selfish, for selfish people, selfish gain, that's what Aliester Crowley taught. For self. He didn't teach anything else but for self. He didn't teach you nothing else but for self. Everything he taught was for self. And he baby walked you into all of his satanic rituals. And he was telling you basically restriction is a sin. How? There's laws all over this planet, everywhere, in every country, in every nation. There's laws and regulations. Some are demonic and some are not, but that's to let you know what you can and can't do. How? Even in this world, there's laws against harming other people, beating up people, stealing, robbing, killing. It's laws against all of that, and that's because it's a boundary. So you can learn how to treat one another. The Most High God, meaning the greater good of all. And if you're not doing stuff to calibrate, y'all get what the word I'm saying. I'm trying to catalyst the human race, the mindset of us, of the greater good of all. So when we come back time and time again, when we come to this planet, if we choose to come back, so that we don't have to learn, we don't have to deal with stuff that shouldn't, like rape shouldn't be a thing. At this big age of ours, at this in this world, at this big 26 they say we in, it shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. It should be something of the past that we learned from slavery and stuff like that. But yet, it's secretly being done. Our kids are secretly getting sex trafficked. Diddy was drugging men and sleeping with them allegedly. You know, stuff like that that's going around. This shouldn't be a thing. You should not be harming people, sacral chakra, because you want to get some kind of spiritual power. You need to learn how to do that on your own without including harming other people, if that's what you're after. And why you're after spiritual power and knowledge if that's not your calling? A lot of people, the devil called you, not the Most High God, to this demonic stuff. And of course, the only reason that I was called to even talk about these things is because of all the sex trafficking. Look how Ali, she has multiple multiple personality disorder. This stuff kind of gets to me. That's why I don't really like talking about it, because how can you be attracted to a 6-year-old? That's disgusting. Anywho, how can you harm a 6-year-old? That's disgusting behavior. Even if I was to babysit somebody else's child, I discipline my children. I would treat somebody else's child better than my child. Not better, but I don't discipline other people's children. I'm going to tell your mom, I'm going to tell your parent if I watch it, or if I watch it, I'm going to tell your mom, tell your parent. And next time you can't come over here because we don't condone that behavior. I don't even do that to other people. I just let them, when I used to watch people's children, let people know about their children, and you have to find somewhere else for them to go, or you need to discipline them so next time when they come over here they know how to act. I don't even do that. I don't even play them type of games, because you can never say that I harmed a child, never stand in the sinner's way. Never. And so, that being said, if you practice Aliester Crowley's teaching and you're into this sexual occult with raping children, men, unaliving young adults, you are part of the Antichrist body. And the head of the Antichrist is Aliester Crowley. Aliester Crowley. For sure. I had already did videos on this years ago, but the Holy Spirit wanted me to do it again. Aliester Crowley. And this is the magic teaching. They teach you how to mind. He teach a lot of stuff. I don't know, because I haven't read it or went in depth. I just watch documentaries, and I skim some of his stuff, and it's highly satanic. And the way he word things and put things, it leads your mind to wonder. I feel like you know how, if you, like, it was back in the day, if you touch something or open something, or like a spirit attached to you or something like that, I feel like as soon as you start reading his stuff and start going into depth with his stuff and really being interested in, I feel like that's like you're being entranced, as you're being indoctrinated into something. I feel like something comes over you and you just want to learn more and more and more and more. And it's not for the greater good. It's evil. It's very evil. All right, y'all. Peace.